Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverbend Springs. Now as I said, we are literally moments after the last episode. We're just carrying on with the jobs we've still got to do. And this guy's just going to go out and roll the field of sorghum we just planted. Meanwhile, I'm going to go and we get the vegetables planted next. We obviously bought massive parsnip fields, so we've got that to know what we need is one field of carrots and one field of red beets. You want here? Just hear the fence in the background because it's so loud. That's why you're there. We've got some. Do I use this? I feel lot. See what I'm going to do. We'll go here anyway. I'm going to send you over as well. So I might actually just use the Deutsch for a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the fence over. And the fence is going to bring back his trailer. Let's just drop you down there. Then we're going to send you to the vehicle store. God knows which way he's going to go, but I know I'm faster, so it's not an issue. So yeah, so I spent the money on that field, which I'm still tempted by getting an Arctic. I think it make our pallet life easier. Alright, now the money's have to build back up again, so that's what I want to just check out. I wonder if I'll be able to hoe that field. Okay. Wherever you stop. Because what I'm actually going to do is, that's actually not a bad point, I forgot about that. You grab the weed, because you've got the narrow tyres on, so you won't damage the field. If the hoe will get rid of those weeds for us. Because I'm going to use the fence for planting, because all I was going to do with the fence was use it to bring his trailer back. Where's my hoe? There it is. Moving on, it says weed, I'm hoping this will do it. Hopefully it'll deliver it. Well, vegetable planting, you guys remember the score with that. There's the little trick, the vegetable planters have a really thick capacity. But there's a trick which is to put a front tank on. So, don't need that for now. Vegetables. On the big 6 meter one. Rent that. Then we go back up to cedars. Doesn't matter which one of these we get really. Cheapest one. Do we need a front weight on the tractor this size? Probably not. I'm just gonna buy a bag of seeds. I know we've got loads in the shop, but why not? I'm gonna fill the planter first just because I don't want the game to get annoyed by it. Carrots, yes, I'm at the big field at the back of carrots. Get 32 litres, which is nothing. And the rest can go in here. We've already got parsnips, so spinach is an interesting one because you can actually spinach. Maybe next year. But you can actually harvest it with the Colossus the same as the others. Obviously you get 2 harvests out of it. It's like I didn't really see it as much of an option until I tried it on the multiplayer. Right, so I'm probably going to do this percentage to begin with. Like at the ideal, this is a massive field, but you to get here. I want to see if this is going to work. Hopefully. He's getting on with it yet. I'll wait and watch him start before I just make sure that it is. He's live. Is the rolling is giving to all the stones on that field? That's interesting. Is that getting rid of them? Yes, it is. Excellent, you beauty. And then, folks, I'm going to get on with this. I shall catch you all very soon. Well, even 415 horsepower can't overcome the machine's limited speed, unfortunately, but we're getting on. This field's doing really well. Obviously, it needs one layer of fertilisation, which will be easy enough to do. Later on, I might get the digestate back over here for that. Oh, he's finished. Oh, the absolute. That's not the one I was expecting, actually. Ah, they're both finished. I wonder if I get the absolute to grab the slurry spreader and bring it over here, we could even digestate this field. I'm pretty sure it'd let me do it now. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to get the AI to plant carrots on the other one, because I don't want you guys to watch me do this whole episode. We're going on the other end. I've got a couple of ideas for jobs. Looking at it, all the wood products are still selling for a really good price. If we head down to the sawmill again, just for a change. Like planks look 6,000 litres, 9,000 litres, 4,000 and 5,000 of walls. Might make enough money for that tractor unit. The Arctic. Oh, for something else, there's one other item I need to buy. Oh, I have the field 82 to plant. Actually, that's going to be my next job. Of course it is. I need to remember that. Yeah, plant 82 and then see about maybe moving some pallets to finish. Actually, yes, let's just quickly... So I'm probably going to have to stone pick these fields in the future. I'm hoping maybe next year, with the year where we start really focusing on field care. By that I mean, I'm going to try and cover crop all my fields this year. That's my goal. I mean, if I can do that, then maybe this year or next year is lime and stone pick them all. If we do every single one, that'd be amazing. You're going to want to come to field 81 in it I'm working on right now. 83. Get this back on your back. Please don't, you're going to turn straight to the tree, aren't you? No, just got to stay away from one tree, don't turn to another one. And there you are, you're happy now. Send you back to the farms, because I'm going to do a bit of a tidy up. I don't like leaving lots of things at the shop. You can go back to the farm. So you now... That feels now happier with us. Yeah, no weeds, which is great. None of my other fields have any. Nope. Oh, you have no fertilizer on you at all. I did not know that. I'm gonna have to deal with that. Be another job for the absolute and the digestate once he's finished. I did also have a look at how much straw we had as it was feeding the load into the biogas plant. The answer is possibly also how much slurry have we produced. I mean, there's 20,000 litres of slurry, so that could always go in. We get some digestate off that. That's what we'll deal with them when we get there. There's a couple more lines to do, and then say once he gets here, I'll set him off. Get him to drop the weeder off. I'm probably going to use the waste to do field 82. I might as well say it now, because I'm putting poplars. What I also want to look at is... Where is the bio baler? It's 100 grand, right. Obviously, because poplars you press into wood chips and then you bio bales. Or you can forest harvest them, but I think the bio bale is the more interesting one, certainly to begin with. A plan anyway. If we know what the properties, I've read a bit online that apparently in 25 poplars are almost the new silage. Because in FS22 silage was just a money spinner. And apparently in this game now poplars have taken that role. You just plant them, you bio bale them once every 2 or 3 months, something like that, as they grow. You can just sell the wood chips. And as we know, because we produce a lot anyway, wood chips don't sell for bad money. It's worth a shot anyway. It's something a bit different. It's something else to sort of show you guys, which I'm always happy about. So he's now here waiting for me, which is nice. I do really like that Steyr. That was one of the really great purchases we made. I'm glad I went for that, because it is a brand that we don't use a lot. This is a brand that I do like to use a lot, but oh, I just love this thing. And I know you purists are screaming at blue, but makes it look a bit neater and tidier. I can't wait till we get to later on in the year, like hauling with that big 40,000 litre trailer. Gonna make it so much easier to do some of these jobs, especially as we now appear to be. I'm already dreading the quantity of stuff we're gonna get off there. Believe me, it's gonna be mahoosive. Right, so I don't know if 1,000 litres is gonna be enough to put cows on the field, but I'll set him off, and if he runs out, I'll have to run him a pack or something. Once again, if like somebody else in this map wants root crop, please. I'm more than happy to do it for you. Full of fertilising. Bale wrapping's always interesting. Now we have that wrapper. Well, the weather's... Bit of rain at midnight, that's not bother to us. We've got pretty long planting periods for a lot of these. Nice, like with this field done. So I'll set the area off there, I'll sort some stuff out. But what we're going to need is a tree planter. We need to rent one of those and a pallet of poplar seeds. So that is my field of red beets. Done. Quickly switch it to carrots. And then, like, do I go spinach? Maybe that could be next year, I think. No, we don't fold it. Don't fold it. I'm just going around here. Man, this tractor's rapid. I was realised I did that wrong, didn't I? Oh. I need to stop doing that when I'm using AI. Use cosplay. Cosplay is so much better. You haven't got a button for that, okay? Do what course? Come on, there you go. Let's just take you off next. Get the air doing their jobs and then I can get on with mine. Don't know where the start point was. Right. Then with this guy, I'm just gonna put the weeder back away. The hoe, sorry. Obviously, that's a big up purchase. Like I say, nothing just for contracts. They're a non-expensive tool that does a really good job. Might as well put his front way back on because I don't need. Why did I? Oh, I took it off because I was going to use this for when I was using the fence for, wasn't I? Maybe I do in long term need to get the fence bigger from where I'm hoping the physical weight of that tractor should help a little bit. I have a feeling as this guy needs 50 hours, this tractor might get replaced sooner rather than later. And the thing is, now we've got that massive fence, I'd be willing to take a drop in horsepower here. Somewhere around the 250 mark, something like that, would be okay. With narrow tyres on it again and get it to do the jobs that this is doing. Oops, high school bus. Me drive good yet. Right, so make the tree planter, and I'm just going to grab one case of poplars for now, because I'm not sure. I think one will go far enough. Only from my experiments on the multiplayer server. So you... Yeah, it is letting you fertilise good, and you're just... planting, right, so... Forestry... Tree planter... Release it. Saplings... Poplars... Okay, for now, just the one. Turns out I need more, I can soon come back and get another. Now I'm going to set up the steering system, but I'm not going to do a headland, I'm just going to do straight lines. Up and down. My theory is, even with the hill at the other side, I think that'll just make it easier when it comes to baling and stuff. You know, I was looking at this building here, and I'm sure there's a mod that allows you to use like static buildings as productions. I might just see if I've got it and just make that building. I think it'd make a good like little dairy. I know we've got the big dairy over there, but a little one that we could own. At least it'll let me do is 2. That's okay. Well, let me go to 1. Well, like I say, I'm not going to actually do the edge ones. I'm just going to line it up. Like this. I'm kind of hoping it will only plant within the field boundaries. I think it should. But the reason I did the grass first was I just like having the grass in the middle. I think it looks a bit neater than just like forest ground. I know that's a minor thing, but it's going to be a case of this is going to take a while. I know that. So there's no wider. I think I might need a second pally now because looking at the amount of weight going down. Oh, there goes the train again. Yeah, so then we'll just be able to run up and down here with the biobaler and sort out. And then wood chips just go wherever, same place that wood chips go out of the sawmill. So this is with the test of how can I get right to the edge of here. Do I need to like terraform a little bit, like smoothing it out? Make it to more of a cliff face? I think it lifted it slightly before the end, didn't it? For that? Yeah, I wonder if the game will let me. It's going to cost me a fortune if it will, but... Oh, it will. I know, see, not to accidentally delete part of the field. Oh. I think there's going to be a slight lip there. I think I can't really avoid that. I see. There, it actually goes higher anyway. If I go with a soften. There, hopefully that gives us... I will replant the grass just because I don't like it looking barren. That costs us a couple of grand, but it's just to make it a little bit easier to deal with, so I might have to just finish off that line now. And there's now leaving a red tick to the field, which is good. There's going to be a lot of doing and throwing, I'm afraid. And the next line, yeah, there's a little gap in between, it's okay. I know that one, you muppet. I8 will only plant within field boundary, which is nice. Why is it not showing? For some reason the grass is taking over there. It looks like it's slightly off edge. I think it's just because they're building that straight and because these games do multi-terrain angles, you end up with that. Anyway, I'm going to rock on with this, folks. Hopefully by the time you get there we will have just about finished. I'll see you in a bit. So we're probably about the halfway point of this field now, folks. We're going to have enough poplars, which is good. I'll probably keep, whether I keep the rest of the pallet or get rid of it, probably keep it because it's not going to make us any money. Yeah, I've sent the digestate tanker off to do a contract because it appears we don't use... I seem to use a lot of slurring digestate in older games, don't seem to use much of a case in this one. Once it is arrived, I'll jump on the second, set him off. I was also thinking, I'm going to buy the Arctic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to buy the trailer first. And buy as much Arctic as our money will allow. There we are. So park you a second. That's convenient. And then as soon as we're buying, I'm gonna send him straight to the sawmill because I'll get him to load everything there. And I'll probably find a point mate back. Sale price. Let's jump into you. So, I'll do the trailer first. No, is there anything in low loaders? Flatbeds. I probably will get one of them at one point, but no, there's no arty ones in there. Let's see, some of this stuff appears in both categories. That's interesting. How much? You are slightly cheaper. Well, you're the same price. No, I'll go for the in-game one. The difference is just the rear. Obviously, this will also double as a so the big truck can have my plate that the Massey had. So 59 to buy the truck with. Not enough for you. Enough for you? Ah, that's annoying. Not really enough for a mod one. So we ain't buying the truck right now. Well, I didn't anticipate that. I anticipated making us enough money to actually be able to buy the truck afterwards. So I may have to go and do a sale or something just to afford a truck. Not great. They've also slowed time down. I felt that time was starting to get away from us a little bit. Then went to go totally pitch black. Not too far away, your nose was touching it. Yes, I'm liking these nice straight lines. It kind of reminds me of an olive field. Either way, it's not showing properly there. Now this thing, I'll say needs rolling. I tried a multiplayer, you can't roll it. You just gotta leave it as needs rolling, unfortunately. Yeah, kind of looks like an olive or a grapevine, because just the perfectly straight lines. Then obviously, like I say, the buy out bed is 100 grand. We either rent it the first time or we buy it. He's now getting on with that field. So she's quite weedy, but well, he's getting well on with that. Obviously, there's a lot of field there, so I'm not surprised it's taking him a while. Sadly, there isn't an even game whether there's more bigger vegetable plants. I've not really looked into it. But what you use there is the biggest one that you can get in game. Few more lines to go. I think actually there's going to be very little left. I think it's going to actually work out really nicely. And then we get ready for when the harvest time for these. See, they just repeatedly regrow, so I don't know what the period of like growing is. It doesn't give you like how many months or anything, so you've got to gauge it. Which is alright, so that field is now 100% fertilised, yeah. I mean, it's all outfit. Oh yeah, field 2. I field 2 had no fertilisation on it at all. That could probably be done now. I think next episode we're going to do a lot of fertilising. I'll get that little spreader out and we'll do that. So it's hopefully making the money to buy the factory unit. I'm probably have to go down with the flatbed, do a wood sale the old-fashioned way. Which just gives us more time to produce more. If you look here, kind of take you to the nearest whole numbers. Prefab walls, there's 5 of them. Wood beams, there's 5. Planks, there's 11, and planks long, there's 7 of. There's probably like a couple of 100k just there. Obviously, we'll get us a nice tractor unit. And then, as I've said before, I'm not going to buy a combine this year either. We're going to rent a nice one again, I don't know what yet. Probably not the Rustle Mash again, because as good as that was, I like the idea of a variety. I wouldn't mind replacing this guy with something a bit newer. Maybe later on. But no, we've got things working nicely here, I think. I am thinking more and more about next year some spinach going. This is why it's good that we're buying this extra land like Field 77. Because next year I'll probably do a spinach. And we can use one of our pieces of land for that, I'm not sure which yet. That, I definitely want to do a root crop on that next year. Next year that's going to be oats or something like that. Just so we get the massive amount of straw and all the good stuff off it. The rest of them obviously we'll deal with as and when we get there. I still think at the moment we've got enough grass for everything we want to do. But it's all about root crops and about... But if we do another year where we skip root crops again, mind you actually how much friggin' flour is there? Flour. There, so there's 32 outside there, and there's one more in it. I mean, how much more? Not barley, we're still working on the wheat. So yes, we've still got loads going on in there. We have to move another full trailer load of pallets to our cold storage, aren't I? Say they don't get sold till about January, but it's going to be hanging there waiting. Another reason why it's good to have the tractor unit in Arctic, I'm hoping that will hold a lot more pallets than our flatbeds do. Be careful driving with a lot more of them because it'll be all over the place, but it'll give us the ability to move a lot more stuff. I do like this tree, man. You know, we use it to plant the trees over on Field 9. Obviously, you also get the big one that fits to a, what the frick's it called, to a... No, what's the name of the freaking big excavator? Why the hell did the name excavator escape me there for a minute? Christ almighty, that should not have happened like that. But yeah, there is that big one, but it's not really. I'm gonna have to extend how long I live by. There might just be enough there to cause me a problem. A little hump. I wasn't going to do it, but it's just like, unfortunately it lifted the front of the tractor enough that it lifted the planter out the ground. That's why I ended up having to do a bit of terraforming. But it didn't cost us a lot, it cost us a couple of grand. And it still looks fairly realistic. I've not undermined that building or anything silly. Which is handy. It's kind of look weird then, and if you do it, if you turn off grass, it should all look. Just how I like to do it. I say it'll look really good. Once the poplar's grown and you've just got the lines of grass in between, it'll look really nice. And also it gives you nice guidelines of where to run the biobaler. I'm assuming the biobaler works at a similar width to what this is planting at. I'll admit it's a long time since I used one. And there is also the forage harvester option, which we may use in the future, but let's begin with the baler's going to be king. Got left to do 3, 6, about 9 more to do, so we're doing a good job. He's dealing with his contracts, which usually if he runs out of digestate, we're in a bit of trouble because I don't seem to use it in half the quantity I was certainly in previous games. Everyone else can turn you off. You're doing alright, you're doing alright. You're obviously turned off at the moment. You're working through the last little bit of wool now. There is some more wool on the farm, which we can probably take down. And try and get out to you, because obviously the playground was waiting for rope. Taking all that other stuff, but rope's its priority. Ah, nice field of poplars. Haha. I am happy that I decided to go with this just as a variety. No, I've just enough in this one, I think. Now we did manage to get to the end. Yeah, we're quite nifty with this reverse now as well. Get her lined up. You can put it down early because it won't start planting. She just plods along at her own pace. So I'm hoping he can get finished at the very least. So I'm pretty confident he's going to because he's already like over halfway. Any other good contracts coming up? A couple of hoeing ones, which are always interesting, but well, they really have to rice and that. Corn tortilla? What production makes corn tortillas? Is that a thing in the game? Nah, I'm not gonna do this one. I'm trying to operate I'll end up kind of planting freaking poplars in my red beet field. I know it. I'm guessing it could be. I have a couple of. I think it's 820 mods currently active on this series. Hence why I will not show you guys a list of them all because it would just be too much freaking hassle to try and do it. If you've got any questions about a mod, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will try and help you as best I can. But like I say, a lot of them are like tractors and stuff. I have about 850 on my game in total, but some are. I've realised some are duplicates, which I don't know how I've done that. I don't think Mod Hub would allow me to. Some are like 3 different mods. Like I have 3 different Fence 700 mods, as well as the in-game one. Now I like a mod one. They tend to have more features in the in-game one. They tend to have different stuff added to them, but I certainly got 3 different kinds. So I've just activated one and left the rest. Obviously, I'm not specifying if I would be the best one, but I didn't sort of pit them against each other first. I'm pretty sure that 942 I've got some mod in it. I think. Yeah, it was a mod one I've downloaded. No, there's a lot of stuff like that. Does it lift there? I'll be getting to the end of the field first, that's alright then. I might just smooth that edge off so it's a bit less of a major bump. Need to set off first. Yes, let's just smooth it up a little bit so it's a bit less of a... Hang on, I might have just actually made things a little bit worse over there. This is why I tend to leave stuff like this alone, because you end up doing that if you're not careful. Definitely leave part of my field there. I've done really well the first time, and then I've gone to try and update it, and that's when I've made it home. And that'll do. I'm leaving it there now, I'm not touching it again. I'm not risking it. OTL. I said it's slow time down, just so we don't... Anyone wants to get plunged into total darkness. Obviously I need the planting guys to get done in the same day. As we said before many times, having fields with 2 different stages of growth in them is not good. Just complicates things. Increases your risk of something withering again. And I'm not having that happen again. I've had that happen once. Next year I plan to be a lot more organised. I say my plan next year, literally, I want to cover crop every field. Well, I might do. This might be a year 7. Precision farming might get turned on. I'm not saying that for definite. I'm thinking about it. If that's the case, we will definitely cover crop every field because you get paid a bonus if your fields have cover crops in February. Now the only downside to that is it means any field that had it on couldn't have... We'd have to rely a lot on oats. Oats would have to be our main. Could do any barley or any wheat. Maybe oats for all our cereal crops. Maybe oats and sorghum, sorry. And then, obviously anything else we decide to do on top of that. This field couldn't be done because this field's going to be this forever now. Or until I get bored and change it. Whoever comes first. By the looks of this, me and the contract might just finish at a very nice time together. Like I say, if there's only like 10% left on this seed, I'll just return the freaking pallet today. I don't think I'll ever do any more poplars in the field. The reason I was talking before was because when I had the company else, it gives me like field 90. I like a square field so I can do what I've done here. But it also needs like runoff at either side because the way I'm wanting to do it like this, I need the space to turn the bio bale around and all that. Obviously, I'm probably have to use a narrow tyred tractor to begin with. I don't damage the carrots over there, but I'm going to turn into that field slightly. Honestly, I can't fully remember how long the bio baler is, so off my head, I'm not sure. Yeah, as we get our last couple of lines here, once I've done these, I will end the episode. I won't skip to the next. The next episode will be in the next day, but I will let the carrot planter finish before I skip. Then the next day we'll start with us doing moving a few pallets, try and buy the Arctic unit, and then there'll be a lot of fertilising to do. There's quite a few fields around the farm that are either one stage or no stages in the case of field 2. I'll have to go and fix that. But hopefully that'll give us a good start. You never know. The used vehicle section might throw up something interesting. For example, straight away at that. I'll talk about buying wheat, barley or canola. So this is a standard seeder. Does it actually have a capacity? No, I think you have to run that one with another one. With a tank or something. I'll have to probably look at it in a second because it could be interesting. I don't know if that tree's going to be slightly in my way. I'm hoping not. I say he's done the contract. Do that, then you can come back to the farm. Probably get some dieseling you and all. So you've got 12 minutes left. Okay. That is what it is. And we start the last line on here. Okay, I've got to remember not to back down there in the music because that is quite a drop. Okay, the tree isn't in the way, that's good. So there we have it, as the last line goes in, I'm going to end this episode here, so thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and just check out the rest of the channel, there's a lot of different stuff on here. Massive variety of games, variety of stuff, podcasts, we do a lot. I'm sure there's going to be something there you're going to love as much as this. So, say next time, there'll be a lot of seeding, a lot of fertilising to be done. We'll also try and figure out a way of taking over the world one field at a time. So I thank you for that. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, we'll see ya. Goodbye.